What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. It's Whiskey Wednesday night. I am Jason C., your host. Welcome to the show. Have a fun night tonight. Can't wait to try all these Maker's Marks. We're going to go head-to-head. Every single wood finishing series is here. Blind them all. I even threw Maker's Mark Cast Strength in the mix just to see how that would fare against these limited edition wood finishing series. What is going on, everybody? Nice to see everybody in the chat. Everyone already jumping in here. Already 137 of you joining in here. What is going on? Whiskey Wednesday night. Mash and Journey Army. Big shout out to you. What's going on, guys? Nice to see you. Hope you guys are enjoying those wild turkey picks. Heard a lot of things. Where's Jimmy? I told you, between Where's Jimmy and that the Rooster. Man, good picks. Big Vic's in the house. What's going on, guys? Danny Spirits is here. Sandeep Chima. Oh, yes, the Map Madness. Yeah, it looks like after 2 years of just completely, just getting kicked out in the first round. Apparently, my strategy this year has worked, kind of being away from the whiskey room and just focusing on the whiskeys in front of me. And it looks like I'll be going to the finals against Dan from Bourbon Junkies. So, yeah, if anybody missed it, basically, there was some scoring sheet mishaps last Friday night. Matt owned up to it, and Shayla, found the discrepancy. So, it ended up being that Chad ended up actually not getting as many points as I did when it came to proof for what location. I forgot what exactly happened, but either way, I moved on to the finals instead of Chad, so it's been kind of an up and down roller coaster ride ever since Friday night. I got all these congratulations. I'm like, what is happening? And it seemed that I went through to the finals instead. And big shout out to Chad from It's Bourbon Night. He was really cool about it. He messaged me and was like, hey guys, just to let you know, he's like, I was kind of adding up the scores. I had a feeling you were ahead. It was weird. I'm like, dude, I totally thought you won because my nosing round was terrible. So yeah, but it seemed I made up for it in the tasting round just enough to take it to the final. So yeah, we still haven't figured out when that's going to be, how it's going to be. So we're trying to still work that out. But when it's going to happen, it's going to be pretty epic. So I'm really excited. And again, Matt for putting that on, and I get to go up against Dan again after we had our matchup in the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society Malt Madness contest. So, man, just can't get away from Dan. Me and Dan are just... So if Dan beats me, we're going to have some tiebreaker contest to see where it goes. But hopefully I can take the title. We'll see how it goes. Jason, you're going to laugh when I picked up a second ECBP. A second one? No time for losers. We are the champions. There you go, Jeff. I like that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, Chad's a good dude. Should we put money on you? That's up to you. I don't know who's going to pay you, but if you want to. Crispy bacon. Yes, which is why I bought that. Jason, congrats on the delayed win. Cheers all. Turkey time tonight, says Dan Irving. Absolutely. Whiskey Nose is in the house. Emily is here. It's the final countdown. She's already rocking out. Eric Desmaris is here. Thurston Howell. To quote Bob Seger, I see what you did there. I like it, man. Let's see. Whiskey Guy's here. Bill K. Congrats on the finals. Kevin Klein. Initially, I wasn't a fan of Makers, but it's grown on me a bit. Looking forward to your thoughts tonight. Yeah, and, honestly, this isn't really about... The Maker's Mark wood finishing series are so different. I mean, if I deem one like my favorite, it doesn't mean it's the best. It just means it's what my palate likes. So... everyone's going to have their favorite when it comes to the wood finishing series. And I just thought it'd be a really fun way to kind of explore each one and re-explore them again. I mean, I haven't had RC6 and, it's been a minute. Then the FAE 1 and 2, like I couldn't actually think which one was my favorite. Like when I thought back, I think I like the SEPR, that one. I think that one might have been my favorite, but we'll see what happens in the blind tonight. As I mentioned, I did throw 46 cast strength in the mix just to see what would happen. So, hey, what's up, Donald Rance? Nice to see you, man. I passed up on a Makers with a blue label on it. Did I goof? Says David. Well, I guess we'll find out tonight. But that is the that's the latest one, man. That's this one right here, which is the beep, as I call it. So if you pass this one up, I mean, I just reviewed it. I dropped a review yesterday. I actually liked it. It's not complex. I mean, it's your typical Maker's Finish bourbon. It's not going to blow you away, but I feel like if you like really sweet flavors, I thought that Maker's BEP was very sweet, like, and not like sugary sweet, very, well, yeah, but brown sugar, not like candy sugar. It's very brown, sugary sweet, brown sugar, caramel, and kind of those deeper, dark, rich flavors. I was also getting like a nuttiness too on it, like almost like an almond type thing going on, like a toasted almond, which I thought kind of played into. Sometimes Maker's Mark could get a little nutty as well. So I thought the stay finish brought that out a little bit too. EJ, when are we getting a bottle with Cousin Tony label? Eventually. If we ever get one that ends up tasting like meatballs or pizza, we'll do that. By the way, if any of you contributed to David and Kira's fundraiser for her dad Ron, who's battling cancer, I just want to say thank you to everybody. It was an amazing night, getting over $30,000 to raise towards some more treatments for Ron. I know they're trying a bunch of different treatments to try to see if they can, beat this thing. And, sometimes insurance doesn't cover all of it. So just to raise that much money for them, big shout out to the community and for you guys for raising that money. Amazing job. But that's what we do. That's what we do here. We come together, raise some money. We help those in need. It's amazing. Jason, is that the rice whiskey from Louisiana? Yes, that is what is in my glass. Lucas Oppener says, congrats on the win. Throw down the gauntlet in the finals. I am going to try, man. I'm going to try. Richie Z, the Maker's 46 cash rank yanked out the BEP for me. I've had both in the past week. Both are delicious. All right, Richie. We'll see how it does. I'm curious, like, I don't know. I'm just curious, like, how they're going to taste, like, one after the other. Am I going to get some weird different flavors coming out? I think that's going to be really fun. Palm No Watchham's in the house. What is going on? Yes, the whiskey community is amazing. I thought the Maker's BEP was better than the Horo shit 12, to be honest. Horo shit. I don't know what that is. Is there anyone else getting a weird electrical noise to the audio? Are you guys getting like a popping noise? You're getting a popping. Let me maybe turn that down a little bit. Let's see here. Cousin Tony makes a decent Zeppeli. Yes, he does. Thanks for the response, bro. Not so bummed about it now. Let's see here. No noise here. Okay, no noise. I'm good. A low buzz. All right, let me. All right, let me. Audio's good. I don't know what it is, but I need a bottle of Horror 12, the Mash and Drum. It says whiskey uncensored. All right, so I actually wanted to bring this bottle out because, oh, that made it worse. Oh shit. What is going on with this mic? Let's see. Perfect now? Better now? Okay. I'm going to leave it there. I mean, it's one cable. I don't think there's anything going on to it. Everyone's I don't know how to believe. I don't know who to believe. Everyone's saying it's either good or it's not good. It's good now. All right, I'm leaving it alone. All right. So this is a one of the most surprising whiskeys I have had this year. This comes out of Louisiana. It is a pure rice whiskey. Pure rice whiskey. This is JT Mellick Distillery out of Louisiana. It is grain to glass. All rice whiskey. They grow their own rice. They in actuality, if you do the research on them, they actually they grow the grass to attract the crawfish that comes into Louisiana. I learned last night actually from Pop and Don't Watch Him that the crawfish actually get, they come and try to eat the rice because it's sweet, and that attracts them, and then they get caught and get into amazing crawfish boils down Louisiana, and they get eaten. And this thing, I did not know what to expect. When you think of rice whiskey, not really sure, man, is it going to be that sweet? Oh my gosh. So here's the label. Show it to you guys. So here is the label. As you can see, there's like this this goldish crawfish kind of in the background, which I think is amazing. Louisiana whiskey. So this was a single cask that was available on Bourbon Outfitter. And I got to shout out my buddy Kelsey Dime, who is from Hello Again Whiskey Friends. He was on the channel last week. And he told me, he's like, you got to try this stuff, man. So this is 119.4 proof. Let's see here. Barrel serial number 167. They give you a nice little QR code to scan to get more information on it. I mean, and like I said, grain to glass. This file, I think, was about $90-ish. So not too bad for a single cask from a smaller distillery. But, I mean, you talk about Uncle Ben. Rice whiskey, help you fight them gator, bro. Yeah, I guess so. You, man, when you smell this stuff, I mean, it is so sweet. It is like vanilla cake, vanilla icing, a little bit of spice there too, I would say. I mean, I would get into like this, you know, getting into it being maybe I'm actually getting like toasted coconut on it, which is crazy. Man, but those, I mean, the vanilla icing is just, I mean, it's like Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Actually, not Cool Whip, but actually like really good homemade, you know, icing. Homemade whipped cream, I should say. So fantastic on the nose. If you guys have not tried this stuff yet, it's a surprise. This is easily one of my surprise whiskeys of the year so far, this JT Mellick. I can't wait to try more of it. So cheers to all you guys. Let me know what you have going on in the chat. And you know, let me know what you're drinking, and cheers to you guys. Let's get it started tonight. Fancy French. You don't listen to Kelsey Dime unless he's sending you oysters to go with that bottle. Yeah, and it's actually gotten a little bit more baking spice as it's opened up. Wild Turkey 12-year from Gary Heister. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Price tag on the rice whiskey. It's about 120. I'm sorry, I think I paid like $90 for it. With shipping, I think it came out to a little over 100, but it was good. Haven't had sake in a while. 48 Kelvin collab batch 6. Nice. Price tag. Let's see. Already answer that. Just some Old Forester 100 proof. Nothing fancy. Jeff Winbush, though, that is a good. By the way, I won the blend contest last week with a little bit of that Old Forester 100. It's a good little bourbon. Yeah, I think when I first cracked this open, it was definitely a lot sweeter. I think the baking spices are now coming more forward. A lot of cinnamon here, almost like a graham cracker cinnamon type thing going on. A lot of sweet up front. It's still got a lot of that vanilla cream. But this is like, if you're thinking like Jim Beam rice whiskey, that is not what this is. This is like another level of rice whiskey. It's really, really good. I'm telling you, I mean, I have not talked to these guys. I'm not like pitching them because they reached out to me or anything. I bought this on my own. I'm genuinely really surprised at how good this stuff is. So if you guys, I went on the website just to see what they're about. And they, yeah, it's really good. I'm a fan. I can't wait to taste more stuff from JT Mellick. Let's see here. About to have a pour, either kill my Spaniard or have some Sagamore store pick. Oh, man, that's a tough. Adam Hinson, I'll probably kill that Spaniard before the finish gets funky. Oh, 60? Oh, so $60. Okay, single barrel for 60. Did I pay 60 for it? I don't even know. So I just buy so much crap. I'm going to mix them together, see what happens. Very first tasting of Green River Wheated Bourbon. He likes it. Yeah, Green River Wheated Bourbon is, I mean, I reviewed that a while back. Again, it's not going to be the most it's one of those bourbons that's just a really solid $35 bourbon. There's nothing special about it. Nothing. I think the most special thing about it is the price. It's a great price point. Drifting Drams in the house. What's going on? Ethan and Katie, those Mellick picks are fire. True, Jason. Now I won't be able to find those picks anymore. Sorry. Sorry, man. I'm just saying, it's good stuff. I don't know if people are going to shell out, $60 or $70 to get rice whiskey, but I'm telling you, when you try it, if you like a little bit of spice and sweet, good balance, that stuff, I'm telling you, some of the stuff that I've tried this year, and in a couple weeks, I'll probably do like my mid-year, like best bourbons I've had so far, best whiskeys I've tried this year. I'm definitely going to be doing that in a couple weeks. Once we get into June, when it's officially, 6 months into the year, I'm telling you, some of these other brands that I've had, that are not as known, have been hitting it out of the park. I mean, you talk about JT Mellick, talk about K-Luke, absolutely killing it with what I've gotten to try some of this stuff, and I'm telling you, there's like that facet of bourbon fans that, they're not going to buy anything sourced, or they don't care. It's too much. I'd rather buy from the big guys. But, the big guys are putting out special limited edition bourbons, it seems like, every week. And they're still being beat out by some of these other brands that are bringing not something only unique to the table, but, really unique blends, really unique finishes. And yeah, do you have to pay a little bit more for it? Yeah, but good whiskey is good whiskey. And generally, most of them are cheaper than a lot of the limited editions that come out from the big distillers. So I'm just saying, like that JT Mellick, I think, kicks the crap out of the Heaven Hill $275 corn whiskey, the 26-year-old corn whiskey that I reviewed. I think that is actually much better. So it just goes to show you, how different they could be. If you're just willing to try some new stuff, which is, we are we're kind of more the minority of the, the whiskey community. We're willing to try a lot of different stuff. But I'm telling you guys, if you take the time to explore and really try to find people that are doing great stuff with whiskey, you're going to find some really good bottles that are just going to take out most of the special release stuff. That's been coming out. It's the truth. It really is. Even a brand like Buzzard's Roost. Buzzard's Roost is doing all this like data and building all these different they're getting all this information on like what different barrel charts do to different levels. And I know that's probably something that a lot of, cooperages do and stuff like that, but they really utilize that to the exact specification for the whiskey that they have. So when they do blends, they take all that into account and they try to make the most out of what they have. It's funny too, because I feel like the people that complain, I'm not going to drink source whiskey, have like 12 bottles of Smoke Wagon, which is source whiskey just blended. So everybody has a little bit of, it's like, all right, what side are you on, pal? What side of the fence are you on? Okay. Enough with the soapbox. All right. So right here I have, and we're going to get right into this, guys, because I'm wearing my Super Mario shirt. It's a me, Mario. The brand new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is here. This is my first time tasting it, guys. This is the B523, 11 years, 5 months old. There it is in the flesh. Let me move that, and you could see it literally does say in the age 11 years, 5 months. It's real. It's here. Like the 12-year age statement is gone. It does not say 12 years on the side anymore. It just says Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, non-chill filtered. This is the real deal. This is where we're at. 124.2 proof. So a good usual proof point for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I feel like some people like to see it above that 125 mark, but it's right there. But we'll see how it is. And remember, 11 years, 5 months is the youngest whiskey that's in this bottle. So they could have blended something older in here. We just don't know what that component could be, or those components. So glad you say Mario right. You're definitely from the Northeast. Already off the soapbox. Jason means business or bitness. Yep. Where's Luigi? It's a Luigi. So actually, my favorite character to play Mario Kart with was Toad. Toad is my favorite. I love playing with. I don't know what it was. I love Toad, his little mushroom head. I don't know. I mean, he was my favorite. If I wasn't like being married, I was definitely being Toad. Like Toad is like my favorite dude. Where the F is A123 in Ohio? Has it not hit Ohio yet? I mean, actually, I don't think it has. Remember when Ohio used to get the Heaven Hill products like A120, like the A1 whatever year it was, used to come out like in January in Ohio. Like you could expect it. Now it's like months out. Like Ohio doesn't see these till really late. I mean, I have to get these, in different states, basically to be able to get these. Because if I wait for Ohio, I'm going to be doing this review, in like 2 or 3 months, which is ridiculous. Toad was great, really quick. Mario Kart is the best non-existent game ever. Mario Kart. Is that when you win the game, you got to get married, or if you lose, you got to get married? Like, how does that work? Hey, what's up, Sean Marie D? Let's see. Still haven't seen it in California. It's hot, Jason. Prepare yourself. Really? Okay. Well, we'll see. It doesn't smell hot. It just smells like a damn good ECBP. It smells very barrel, char heavy. All right. Well, this has been sitting out for about 20 minutes. I wanted to let it get some airtime. So, hey, Mountain Man Steel is here. What's up? What's up? So let's get into a couple news stories before we dive into this. And then we dive into the big Makers Mark blind tasting. Always have to go in some fun news stories here. So here is the first one. Dude, John Wick, legit in the whiskey game. Keanu Reeves stars in Japanese distillery Suntory's 100th anniversary campaign and expresses admiration for the whiskey. Sofia Coppola joined forces with Keanu Reeves to make this new campaign celebrating a Japanese distillery's 100th anniversary this year. I'm a huge fan of Suntory whiskey, so it's very special to collaborate and honor this milestone anniversary. My admiration for the whiskey goes beyond tasting the whiskey. It is the elevated Japanese craftsmanship and attention to every detail that makes Suntory whiskey so special, the John Wick actor said. Their relationship actually goes all the way back to 1992. He loved the Japanese whiskey, so he's done some work with them before. And I mean, I just, can Keanu Reeves literally be any cooler? Like, I don't think there's a cooler cat like out there than Keanu Reeves. Not only is he really cool, amazing movie star, action star, drama, I mean, you name it, but he's also like one of the most like humble and like giving actors in Hollywood. I mean, you just constantly read really cool stuff about him. But do you kind of think like, did Buffalo Trace like miss the boat with him? Like maybe they should have done something with Blanton's and John Wick. Not that Blanton's needed any more like of an elevated, marketing campaign. But I feel like after John Wick, I don't know. I feel like he should have done some like kick-ass Blanton's commercials. I feel like that was a little bit, but instead Buffalo Trace went to Yellowstone and Kevin Costner. So we got we got Weller 12 and we got a lot of beautiful product shots on Yellowstone this last year, but I think they missed the boat on that. Come on. Let's see here. All right, next story up is Brothers Bond. So this is so if you guys don't know Brothers Bond, it's a celebrity whiskey brand, and basically this was started by the two stars from the Vampire Diaries, Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley. It looks like they have added a rye whiskey and a cask strength variant of their bourbon to their lineup. They said, we've been dedicated to the growth of Brothers Bond Bourbon since its inception, and the new release of our cask strength and launch of our rye whiskey is proof that we've established our place in the industry and can compete with top distillers. This is sourced NGP. It's cask strength bourbon, and blended rye are bottled at 57.5% ABV, and the rye is 47.5% ABV. Both whiskeys are available at select retailers nationwide. The cask strength will have a price of $85, and the rye is $60. Now, I think that, again, I think these whiskeys are on the high side of what you're expecting from a sourced MGP. When you think about $80, even though it's blended, it's probably not that old, but you kind of put the celebrity's status on it, and this is what you get. I actually didn't mind Brothers Bond when I reviewed it. I thought it was actually a solid bourbon. I think Rebecca F sent me a sample of the cast strength, which I think I tried, and I think I did like it, if I remember correctly. So, you know, and those are, even though they're like Vampire Diary guys, I actually respect what they do, because those two guys are actually putting in the work to bring out a good whiskey. It's not, they're actually in the warehouses, they're in the rick houses, they're tasting it. They're not just like showing up, throwing money at it, and selling it. They're actually involved in the process, which is really all you can ask for from a celebrity whiskey. I mean, it is what it is. You either love them or hate them. Some of them are good. Some of them are okay. But at least when you see them like getting involved in it, I think that's like the most you could ask from a celebrity. All right, let's go to this crazy bottle. Are you kidding me, Rabbit Hole? Guys, Rabbit Hole brings it again. Another super high-priced Rabbit Hole bourbon. Fewer than 1,000 bottles of this are available. This is the announcement of the Rabbit Hole Tennial. It's a limited edition double-barrel cast-strength Kentucky straight bourbon. It's a blend of two Rabbit Hole bourbons, the four grain triple malt Cave Hill and the high rye double malt High Gold. The blend is finished in a Char No. 1 toasted barrel. This is a cast strength, 108.8 proof. It's available at the Rabbit Hole Distillery and for purchase online in Kentucky, Arkansas, Nebraska, New Hampshire, North Dakota, and Washington for the low price of $650. It does come in a crystal decanter. There's only 939 of these to be, if you're talking about exact numbers. It's named after John Tenniel, who the artist who illustrated the original scenes of Down the Rabbit Hole in the classic novel Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So I think it's a cool connection to the artist who did the original drawings for Alice in Wonderland. I like that connection, but I'm not paying $650 for that connection, especially when it's your Cave Hill and High Gold, which we know aren't that old of whiskeys, unless they had some. Let me go back here. Were there any ages on here? No, none. So they don't even tell you what the ages are in this thing. That's bullshit. So yeah, that I don't like. I mean, look, Rabbit Hole, if you're gonna, your standard bottles, Rabbit Hole, are already pretty high compared to the market. And I understand you're probably catering to, maybe not the average bourbon drinker or whiskey drinker. You're going to a little bit more of a luxury type demographic. But you can't ask people to spend, I mean, maybe they will. But like for me, you can't ask people to spend $650 if you're not going to tell them how old the ages are in that whiskey. It's just, like at this point in bourbon, in whiskey verse, this should be common sense by now. Like $600, anything over $100 at this point, you should tell people how old the whiskey is. I mean, it kills me. $650 and it's your High Gold and your Cave Hill, and you're not going to tell people how old it is, but it's finished in a Char 1 double barrel because it's cast strength. That's some bullshit. I'm sorry to say, but I can't do it. That's insane. I mean, Whistle Pig charges $500, $600 for theirs, but they tell you exactly what's in the bottle. And if you want to pay for it, have at it. I mean, Rabbit Hole, I hope somewhere like in the shop or they tell you exactly how old it is, because the fact that it's not in the press release is concerning. Like the press release should have ages in it. I'm just saying. It should have ages. I've had it up to here with that stuff now. It's like, enough's enough, guys. You're telling people to spend over $500 for a damn bourbon because it comes in a fancy. Tell us how old it is. Tell us what's in the bottle. All right, there's that rant. Okay. What is left? All right, we're going to some new whiskey labels. Not a ton, but a few fun ones. Oh, actually, wait, one more news story. Did you guys hear about this shit? This was crazy. The Virginia ABC. Does anybody in the chat live in Virginia? This lottery that went down this past week is absolutely nuts. An internal audit identified an issue in the sorting of the lottery data, which generated abnormal results during a recent rare bourbon lottery. And we're not just talking rare bourbon. These are the Pappies and the B-Tax, I think. I don't know if it was Pappies, but I know it was B-Tax. 2 participants won a chance to purchase all 4 bottles. Let me see here. All 4 bottles. 50 received a chance to purchase 3 of the 4, and 229 won a chance to purchase 2 bottles from the collection. The odds of not just one, but several people winning access to multiple bottles via the lottery was extremely unlikely. And then the Virginia ABC came back and said, we found no evidence of inappropriate administration of the lottery drawing or intentional manipulation by staff or customers, concluded the ABC. Drawings were witnessed by a member of the authority's internal audit division. So this was the rare whiskeys, yes, from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. Thomas H. Handy, Sazerac Rye, William LaRue Weller, and Saz 18. At a more affordable cost compared to the unattainable prices they often fetch in the open market. This is the second instance the Virginia ABC has garnered national media attention recently. In September, an ABC employee pled guilty to computer trespass and was sentenced into. I mean, dude, this is nuts. Like that's nuts. That should not happen. I don't care what the Virginia ABC says. Something is rotten in Denmark, and it's actually Virginia. Let me go to the chat here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, it's a liquor oligarchy. Virginia ABC or a scum. Oh, geez. Okay, Gary's he's angry. Transparency is important. Thank you, government. Nothing to see here, says Eric. That's basically what they said. It was totally fair. That shit doesn't happen. Somebody, even though it might have been legit behind the scenes, or they say it was legit, something definitely happened in there. So I don't care what Virginia ABC says. They should be ashamed of themselves that many people got a chance to win all those bottles. That is there's a lot of BS starting to stink in here. Just saying. My goodness gracious. Remove duplicates, problem solved. I mean, absolutely corruption of some kind, insane. Yeah, I mean, Cheech said it, man. Somebody's daddy's a senator or something. I happen to agree with you. Yeah, it wasn't legit. Yeah, it's not legit. Come on. I mean, that just, come on. There aren't that many people in Virginia. Virginia ABC, like, what? What had happened? We don't know. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, the fact that many people got to buy all of them, and then 2 of them, and then 3, I mean, that's not even... I have been in the Ohio State Lottery at least, 40-something times, and I've never won once. Now, I've seen people that win, like repeat winners that happen like one year, then maybe the next year they win something. Like people just get lucky at raffles and lotteries. But to have that happen, that's some, oh, man, that's crazy. It was so crazy. I smell a stink. No stag, no kid. Oh, yeah. I did notice that there was no stag in that lottery. So real quick, let's run through some new whiskey labels that came up on the TTB. The first one is Little Book. This is a release that I am starting to care less and less about each and every year. I don't know about you guys. The whiskey seems to be getting younger, and the prices seems to be getting higher. One thing you can say about Little Book is they tell you exactly what's in the bottle. This is 119 proof. It just says blended straight whiskeys, and it looks like it's going to be partially finished in sherry casks. So maybe Freddie No's version of the Legent from Jim Beam. That's like immediately would jump to mind when I read that. But guessing it's going to be some more young whiskey with probably like $130, $160 price tag on it. So, but we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. Angel's Envy has announced their newest 2023 special release. It's a cask strength rye whiskey finished in sauternes and toasted oak barrels. This one has me curious. That combination. Now, I've never really been a big fan of sauternes finished whiskeys. Usually it's very delicate. I don't really get a lot of it. I'm not sure what it is. but the combination with Sauternes and toasted on a cast strength rye has me curious. Usually these run about $250-ish, usually. This is straight rye whiskey finished in Sauternes and toasted oak barrels, cast strength rye. Not sure if this is going to be 118 proof or not. I mean, that could be just in there for position only, or that could be the actual proof. But an interesting release there. And one that got me really excited, because you guys know I love Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey is bringing back Wild Turkey private selections for their rye whiskeys. So it looks like we're going to have some Wild Turkey single barrel ryes. This was an example label for Liquor Barn, distilled on 6/8/17, bottled 2/1/23. So you're looking at about a 6-year-old ish, single barrel rye whiskey. All the stuff that you love from Wild Turkey. They tell you the warehouse, they tell you the floor, the barrel number, all that stuff. Really excited to see some Wild Turkey single barrel ryes. So really, really fun. All right. So last thing before we get into, actually, let's get into this tasting here. I've talked enough. Wait, Angel's Envy is not partially finished. Down for some single barrel ryes. All right. Let's get into this Elijah Craig barrel proof here. Let's see how the B is. Now, I love the A. The A123 I thought was a really, really good bourbon. So Joey B says, congrats, Jason, on advancing to the final. I'm glad to see you there. Yeah, me too, man. Didn't think it would ever happen, but I'm there. And we'll just keep it going. Hopefully I can stay hot and take the belt home. Let's see here. So on the nose, yeah, I mean, that ethanol's there. When you're kind of talking about, so 3 things I look for in Elijah Craig barrel proof each time I try one. Is it really oak forward? Is it sweet? Or is there cherry? That nuttiness is always there, kind of intertwined. But I look for those 3 components to see where I think it's going to go. And this one for me is more on the nutty, maybe hint of cherry side. But it's definitely got that Heaven Hill nuttiness going on. I mean, it's definitely a lighter Elijah Craig barrel proof than I'm used to. It doesn't have like that deep, rich, like dark chocolate, that you sometimes get. This is a little bit brighter. Yeah, I mean, all those rich vanillas and caramels are there. I mean, it smells like an Elijah Craig barrel proof. There's nothing really that I'm getting that's putting me over the top here. Let's give it a try. Cheers, guys. Here we go. First sip. Pretty sweet on the palate, too. This is a nice sweet one. This isn't B522 sweet, but it's definitely on the sweeter side. Good spice here. Get another sip. It does come in with a good amount of heat at the end of this. So I forgot who said it in the chat. I think it was Outside the Stars. Yeah, mine was hot. This actually does drink a little hot, at least in the beginning right now. I like the front of the palate and the mid palate. It's classic Elijah Craig barrel proof. Comes in, the caramel, the barrel char. But it's, yeah, the ending is definitely coming through a little bit on the hot side. And when I say hot, I mean it's a little bit alcohol forward. I mean, you could have a high proof whiskey, but it just be all flavor. This is drinking a little bit like you could tell the proof is high. Like if I had this blind, I might guess it's like 130 something proof because it's drinking very hot. If you like cinnamon in your whiskey, wow. It's hard to get beyond anything else. I mean, this is cinnamon and nutmeg all day long. This is like liquid, but not like sweet cinnamon, not cinnamon sugar, just like pure cinnamon. So, man, it's got like a not coffee. like I was gonna say like coffee cake, but not coffee cake. It's got like, but that like amount of cinnamon it's got on it. Toasty Bake in the house. What is going on? Arriving late, stupid neck pain, just home from doc. Time for report two. I called you winning the prior round of Matt Madison. You and Dan moving in the last round. Not calling you as winner this year. Take home that belt. Thank you so much, Toshi Bake. I love the. Thank you so much for that super chat. Very, very cool of you. This sounds worse than A123. Based off my first impressions, this is not better than A123. I like A123. I think, from what I remember, way more than this. I'll have to do a compare. I'm going to wait for the actual full review before I do comparison here. Yeah, I mean, it's very cinnamon. It's vanilla. It's caramel. It's a little bit oaky. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I mean, it's solid. People are going to buy it, and I get that. It's still a great value for what it is. But if you're comparing it to like the upper echelon of Elijah Craig barrel proofs, I think the A123 just blows us away from what I remember. I mean, A123 that started out with a banger this year, and I don't think this one is close. Yeah, I mean, drink's a little hot. I am missing like the flavor punch in this. Like I'm missing the burst of like vanilla and caramel, and sometimes that like really rich cherry note that you sometimes get. Sometimes you get chocolate. And it's actually drinking a little bit thin for me too. Usually I don't experience that with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Usually these are really thick and rich. This is not doing that for me tonight. Is it better than the 2021's ham turkey? I don't think so. I'm not digging this, guys. At least first impression. I am not digging this. B523 versus B521. I think B521 would kill this. Yeah, this is not doing it. Wow, that's disappointing. It's like lost something. It's lost that sweetness. And I know what people are going to say, oh, it's because they dropped the age. I don't know. It could be whatever they blended into here. But it's not as robust in the front of the palate flavor-wise. You get the flavor, but you get a lot of ethanol alcohol on the back end of it. I'm missing like the deep, rich, like dark, complex finishes that these normally have. I think some people will like this. They like that punchy alcohol note that sometimes you get. Some people like that, but for me, I'm not getting the flavor that I love in Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, especially on the finish. It's all just turning into alcohol. Man, I hope this opens up and gets a little better. That's why I like to do these first impressions on Wednesday nights here. Let it get some airtime, see what happens. I'm going to pour a little bit more here, let it sit out, and go from here. So, speaking of Elijah Craig, I told you we were going to start a new segment here on the Mash and Drum called Bourbons We Wished, or Whiskeys We Wished Were Real. This is technically not a bourbon, but this segment is called A Bourbon We Wish Existed. All right, King of Wishful Thinking. This is a bottle I think we all need in our lives. Again, just want to preemptively say this is not a real bottle, but this is a bottle that I photoshopped because I think the world needs it. And it's Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye. Look at that beautiful bottle. Come on. You don't think people would love that bottle? Look at it. Look at it. ECBP Rye Barrel Proof. If anyone from Elijah Craig is watching, this is what we need in our lives right now. We love it. We need it. Barrel Proof, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye. I really think this should be a thing, right, guys? This should be a thing. So I photoshopped this bottle. I think it looks pretty cool with the green label that says barrel proof, the gold text. I mean, come on. We need this in our lives. I tap that. I'm all in on that ECBPY, just flat out sexy, right? I mean, I'll take 2, Bob, says Ben Drammond. Come on, we need this in our life. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. That's what we need. The first one that I showed, everyone like went nuts, was this one, which is the Woodford Reserve Double O Cask Strength. I photoshopped this bottle as well. I really think the world needs this too. Maybe it tastes like crap at cask strength. I don't know, but I think a Double O Cask Strength of Woodford Reserve would be unbelievable. So yeah, between that one and the Elijah Craig Rye, that's what we need. So each week I'll have like a fun bottle that I Photoshop to show you guys, and hopefully maybe one of them will come true. Wishful, as you heard the track, King of Wishful Thinking. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. I always love doing that. James like, do not show that. Yeah, Mamuka, high ABV alcohol should bring the flavor. If it doesn't, then you're just simply hot. Yeah, and I think that's where this one's leaning. I'm going to take a couple more sips of this one, guys. Break it down a little bit more here. Yeah, it's missing something, unfortunately, guys. It hits with a burst of flavor and alcohol and ethanol. You get a lot of that cinnamon, that graham cracker note, that nuttiness, and then it just disappears. And then it just turns to alcohol. Every time I go back for a sip, it's giving me that same experience. And it's kind of pissing me off because I'm like waiting for it to get better, and it's not happening. Yeah, it's not doing it. It is not doing it. You know what? I'm going to grab a... I don't want to drink too much barrel proof here before my tasting here, but maybe I'll do one later. Maybe I'll grab the B523 and compare it against this, because I think this is miles apart from... You know what? I'll just get it. Hold on, guys. Oh, it's right here. Perfect. All right. B523. Let's do a quick comparison. So B523 is 121 proof. So a few proof points lower than its counterpart here. Don't worry, I'm not going to fall off the chair tonight. Relax. All right. What's up, Rigo Roca? Nice to see you, man. Go for broke. You'll get there. Oh, man, the noses are night and day. Night and day. Oh, man. This smells, this one, the new one, the B523, smells youthful. And, you know, I'm not saying it's because it's the 11-year one. Sometimes they do come off a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Geez. Sometimes they do come off a little bit youthful. But, man, you can really tell the difference. This is just like sweet. It's balanced. It's in your face. It's dark. This is a lot brighter, and you can definitely tell the alcohol coming through a little bit more. All right, let's try the B523. Yeah. B523 is... It's definitely on the sweeter side, but the finish on it is the difference. The finish is just sweet and rich and dense. It just lives right here. This is alcohol and hot, and it just doesn't, it tastes actually like a tad bitter to me. Yeah, it's not doing it. No matter what. Damn. All right. So far, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B523 is not doing it for me tonight. So my one piece of advice is, I know most of you are going to buy it anyway because it's an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and I get it. And it's probably still better than most of the stuff out there. But, I mean, if you're on a budget, and don't pay extra for that, guys. I'm telling you right now. Listen right here. Listen. Do not overpay for that because it's the first bottle with a new age statement on it. Because guys are doing that. Guys are bumping the price up of that because it's like the new label. Just because it has that on it, do not overpay for that, especially that. Now, if that bottle was amazing and had the new age statement on it, I'd say, okay, that's coincidence, but it's a really good bottle of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. That is not a great bottle of Elijah Craig Barrel. Is it solid? Yes. Is it good? Maybe. Is it great? Hell no. So do not overpay for that because it has the new label on it. It doesn't mean anything. It's not anywhere near as good as this, I think, in my opinion, the B522. So, all right. Yeah, I think this is what we're all fearing, Ben Drammond. When the ages start hitting, because the rumor is that the C923 is supposed to be 13 years and change. That's when things are going to start getting a little bit crazy. So we'll see what happens with that one. Thoughts on Larceny A123 versus B523? I think the Larceny actually kind of wins, to be honest, in that. What do you think of? I think Larceny A123 is good, but it still wasn't as good as the C922 from last year, which was an absolute banger. I thought the Larceny A123 was good. We're getting on the track where they're becoming a little bit more consistent. I think some will be better than others, but as far as between those two, I think the C922 is still better. And thank you so much for the super chat, John. Appreciate you. What do you think about the drop on age? On age, Tony, I don't think it's a huge deal. Again, I think what Ben Drammond said, it's gonna start becoming an issue when those really high age statements come on the bottle. You're looking at 13 years old, maybe older, and then like a frenzy is going to start. People are going to want that higher age Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I think that's when it's going to become an issue. And also, if it starts becoming a trend when you see like 8 and 9 year age statements on it rather than the 11 or 12 age statements on it, and the price stays the same or goes up, I think people will start losing their mind then. But right now, I think it leaves it a little bit more open for them to toy with. But if the B523 is kind of like the beginning of what we might get, it's not a good sign so far. So I'm hoping the C923 kind of redeems itself. So far, out of the two this year, the A123 absolutely kills that. But when I do the full review, we'll definitely do a compare. So, yeah, it really, and this is a true statement, kind of nailed it. Remember, guys, it's a small batch. It's really going to depend on how they blend it and what the batching looks like. Remember, these are not single barrels. Everyone thinks that it's 13 years old. It's a single barrel. That is not the case. So there you go. What's up, Trev? Nice to see you. What's going on, Nighthawk? Nice to see you, buddy. We have 400 in the chat right now watching. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. If ECBP kept the 12-year age statement, we'd see less of it, which would be worse. Yeah, and that's the other thing, Nathan. You have to switch at some point because obviously, we don't know what's happening exactly behind the scenes at Heaven Hill, but keeping those 12-year barrels in one product, you never know what they have planned out down the line. Remember, bourbon is a future game. You have to kind of map out what you have coming out, what you have aging, where it's aging. And if they kind of did the math and were like, okay, we can't keep coming out with these 12-year-old barrel releases for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, especially 3 times a year when we have plans for these other releases. So that's one other thing I kind of took from the announcement. We could see some more high age releases from Elijah Craig. From Heaven Hill, because they took away the 12-year age statement from that. So maybe there's some other stuff aging that they have earmarked for something else down the line, which could be some higher age stuff. So, I mean, and I spoke about it, I'm going to talk about it in the review, kind of like the history of Elijah Craig has changed age statements over time constantly. It has happened at least 5, 6, maybe 7 times. Where the age statement is moved to the back of the bottle, they just got rid of it altogether. They bring it back. Then they reduce it. Then they higher it back up. It happens, and it all has to do with supply, demand, what they have aging. not everything's going to stay. Bourbon is a future game. You have to map it out and see what you have coming out. That's why I think down the line we're going to see a lot more Heaven Hill higher age bourbons and whiskeys coming out. So, and it's either that or you just don't have any freaking bourbon. In the words of Bernie Lovers, well, would you rather me give you, a younger age statement or give you no bourbon? So that's basically what Bernie Lovers said, and he's pretty brilliant guy. So we'll go from there. Let's see. If ECBP does fall by the wayside, we still have so many options available. I mean, that's true, but it would be sad if that happened because ECBP is such like a staple on people's shelves. God, B523, it's so good. Yeah, man. That B523, it just drinks hot. There's just not much to it. It's killing me. I keep going back to it. All right. I'm going to have to stop that, guys. All right. Less bourbon, if that is the choice, says Jim M. Demand is so high they can drop the quality. I mean, that's the truth, Ham Turkey. I mean, that's the climate we're in. You can drop quality these days. And if you have good marketing spin on it and you have a popularity for it, people are going to buy it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is the way. Need some water. The Master and Drum, Darrell, the Whiskey Saint, really liked ECBP 523. Really? He liked it? Yeah, I don't see it. For me, it's missing something. But, I'll have to give it a full review. But, I mean, for me, from my palate, this is not my favorite. It's missing. Something is disjointed with it. But I'm a very tough judge when it comes to Elijah Craig Barrel Proof because I've had so many good ones. And if it's not to that level, again, it's not bad. It's a solid Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, but it's missing that really rich, finish to it. It comes in with a lot of heat. Mountain Man Steel, catch you later. Thanks for hanging out. Rig Dude 710 is here. Blind Squirrel. He also finished last in the blending event last week, says James Lay. Yeah, I mean, say what you want about that. All I can say is when it comes to, my opinion on it, I am a finalist in Matt Madness. Just saying. No, I'm not kidding. All right, let's do this. Maker's Mark. Let's find out which wood finishing series I like the best. And if the Maker's Mark cast strength is actually going to somehow eke out on top. Who knows? So I have them all poured here. They are labeled underneath the glass. Have no idea. This is 8 beautiful drams of Maker's Mark. That's right. Don't try this at home, folks. I'm a professional. And I think what we're going to do here, guys, is at the end of this, I am going to combine all of these together to make the infamous and the desired Maker's Mark wood finishing R2D2 blend. That's what's going to happen at the end of this. So stick around for that. I love this. Okay, so Rob Drabinski says my personal Maker's Mark ranking: RC6, BR02, FEE02, BEP, BRT01, FAE01. Okay. The Voltron blend. Yes, I love that you remembered that, Lionel. Love that you remembered that. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I have some notes here. Trev, if you're watching, what was your order? I'm curious. Trev, if you could throw it in the chat because Trev is the Maker's Mark fanboy. Trev, I know you did this blind. I haven't had a chance to watch it, so spoiler alert. Let me know what your order was. I'm just curious. All right, let's throw on a little bit of music here, which I like to do here. We have a student here. Halton Kirkwood is saying 46 cast strength for the win. Oh. And as I'm facing through these guys, feel free to ask any questions. This is your time to pepper me with questions, anything you want to know. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I don't know if you guys follow my Instagram, but did you see my custom Nikes? Did you see my custom Nikes? They're beautiful. So, all right. Look at these beauties. These are custom Mash and Drum Nike. Oh my God, Jordans. Look at this. My first pair. I gotta thank the guys over at Matthew Customs for making these for me. Yeah. I made the, kind of selected the colors for kind of oak for the black, vanilla, a little bit of cherry. I think I'm going to add a little butterscotch to it on the inside Nike symbol, possibly. But the really cool part about this is the heels. If you look at the heels, it says it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. On the heel. I mean, how amazing is that? I don't know if I'm ever going to wear these. But dude, this is, come on. These are fire. My first Mash and Drum custom sneakers from, I mean, I'm all over this. So Mappy Customs, thank you so much for making these for me. I mean, how did they get the logo on there? Look at that. Look how cool the logo looks. Are you serious? That's nuts. So just thought I'd show that to you guys. Share those with you. Yeah, perfect colors and layout. Yeah, I love those. Yeah, those are some barrel picking shoes right there, Nate Cox. I'm with you. You can tell I'm dirty by how clean my kicks is, Mr. Mushnick. Wear them and they can effectively become NFTs, says Kenneth Rathburn. That is not a bad idea. Okay, let's start tasting through these guys. And as I said, any comment or any question that you guys have right now, feel free to get at me. All right, let's go to the first one here. This is cool. I've been excited to do this since I got that BEP. Let me move this back a little bit so it comes in focus. That's a little better. Okay. BROT for all the marbles. So I get the typical Maker's Mark notes in here. A little bit of spice, a little bit of dark fruit here, not a lot. As far as nose goes, I'll just kind of pick one that's my favorite nose and we'll see. The Mash and Drum should have swapped a turkey on the tongue for a jump man. So yeah, that's a cool idea. I like the nose on 2 a little bit better than 1. There's a little bit more going on. I think there's a little bit more depth of flavor to this one. A little bit more of like a combination of like dark fruit creme brulee type flavors here on number 2. So 2 over 1. Let's go to 3. Oh, 3. Hello. 3 has all the things. 3 is definitely a lot darker and richer than the other 2, than the first 2. Yeah, 3 has a much richer complexity on the nose. It actually comes off a little bit like it's an older whiskey. Wow. I like 3 a lot. Did you already comment on the 11-year-old makers? Yeah, so apparently we're going to see an 11 or 12-year, I think it's going to be called the cellar-aged Maker's Mark. Somebody had said that was an April Fool's joke, but I think it's real. I think we're going to see a high-age makers actually hit the market, this year. So I'm excited for it. I mean, nobody's really ever gotten a taste of high-age makers, I think, except for Fred Minnick and probably the people that work at Makers. So I guess we'll see what that ends up being like. I don't know. I think it's something they had to do eventually. With the wood finishing series ending, where do they go? I think the private selects are kind of gotten a little bit stale, for lack of a better word. They're everywhere. There's only so many stave combinations you could do. I've seen a lot of repeat stave combinations. It's not like they're super unique anymore. I mean, you could have a fun name on it, but I mean, it is what it is. I think they have to come out with something a little bit more exciting. And I think a high age statement, maybe something with a higher proof, is the way to go. It's a 70-30 of 11-12 makers earlier. Join late but digging the shirt, says Russell Meyer. Yeah, it's a me, Mario. This one is very standard. This one's not really doing it for me on the nose. So far, number 3 has a nose by a mile. Let's go to 4 here. Wow, 4 is very fruit forward to me. It's like a little bit of like a fruity milk chocolate on the nose here. Probably my second favorite nose. I still think I like 3. Man, 3 on the nose is good. 3 has a really nice nose. All right, let's go to 6. Okay, 6 is right there with 3. 6 is actually a little bit darker, richer. Let me see if did I miss anything from Trev? Did Trev say what his order was? Bourbon Wrench says, curious to see your rankings. I filmed this exact thing as a video, and man, where people's answer is different than mine. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let me go to 6 here. So 6 has a lot of the dark flavors that 3 has, except it's got more of that weediness character to it. It's got way more Maker's Mark DNA in it. All right, let's go to 7. 7's kind of in the middle. Nothing super unique. Last one. Oh, last one. Last one, bringing up the rear, the caboose. This has a nice nose. This is very rich, baking spice forward. I think between 3 and 8 here, those are my 2 favorite noses. Will it translate to the palate? I don't know, but these 2 definitely have the richest nose to me. All right, so I'm going to give the nose nod to 3 and 8. So we'll kind of just tag those as having the best noses. And then let's start tasting through these guys. Let's see what we get here. Trev said, F your makers. First of all, Trev got to go on the pick with us to not only pick the Blind Speaks, but he got to hammer, barrel, open it, drink from the cask. When Trev went on the pick with us, he was eerily quiet in the beginning. I think he was just taking it all in. He didn't know what was happening. He's like, I'm at Maker's Mark. We're going to blend our own thing. Trev and I, we have a deal. If we ever get a Maker's Mark again, we're going to go back and we're going to create that first blend we did, which actually tasted like this old granddad butterscotchy type of profile. It didn't have the finish, but man, the flavors were amazing. So Trev, if we ever get a chance to do another Maker's Mark, me and you, we're going to go and just mix it and it'll be done. There's no reason to have anyone else in it. It'll just be us. And we'll call it the Drummers, I don't know. We'll call it the double bass, or we'll call it the Drummers blend. We'll make it happen, Trev. If I can make that happen, we're gonna do it. What do the numbers on the bottle of a bottle of ECBP bottle mean? That's a good question, Lionel. So, proof is proof, obviously. Age. The batch numbers. So 3 releases a year. You have A, B, and C. So A is the first batch, B is the second batch, C is the third batch. When you see A, so A is the first one. So A always comes out in January. So the first number in the batch is the month that it releases. So A1 would be the first release in January. B5 would be the second release in May. And then you have C9, which is the third release in September. And then the last 2 numbers is just the year that they released. So that's how you break down the numbers for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. All right, first one. Let's cheers. Here we go. Oh, on the base. On the base? Oh, that weird 2-4? I mean, honestly, from what I've read, I think that's just comes from the glass company. It's like the style number of the glass. I don't think it has anything to do with the distillery, to be honest. I think it's literally just like a glass code for that exact shape. So I think that's what I read. Let me go to, let's see, is it the same here? This is 26. That's 24. I don't know. I mean, it could be a glass code. It could be a bottle code. Hard to tell. My money is on SE4 PR5, says Robert11. What's going on, David Jennings? David, we were talking earlier about the Wild Turkey single barrel ryes coming back. Dude, I'm so excited for those. And Rarebird 101, I don't know if you got our Where's Jimmy pick, but I hope you did, because I think it's probably one of the best Kentucky spirits I've ever had. So hopefully you got them or got those. This is absolute cake in a glass. That's delicious. It's really sweet. This Baker 7 is hitting. Yeah, Baker 7 can definitely hit. I got your Russell's Reserve pick. Rarebird, you didn't get Where's Jimmy? Dude. I'm going to have to send you some, man. The Where's Jimmy Kentucky Spirit pick we did is legend. Just saying. All right. So this is kind of cake. Very vanilla. Wow. That is so sweet. But it's also got like this sour tang to it, almost like cream cheese, which is weird. My palate is really sensitive tonight. I don't know what's going on. I'm picking up all these crazy flavors here. Wow, that's really unique. All right, let's go to the second one here. I had so many Kentucky Spirits from CNA from that pick. Oh, that's true. You actually probably at some point tasted our barrel, to be honest, because we were there the same day. So 2 actually got a little bit better on the nose here. I really like 2 a lot. All right, so 2 on the palate, though, not as rich as 1. I think I like 1 actually on the palate more than 2. Yeah, 2 is, it's not anything. It's a solid Maker's Mark whiskey. So I'm just gonna write solid Maker's Mark. I'm going to give it the old NS. Nothing special. That's right. That's how I rank it. Nothing special. Rarebird says, I think Bruce purposely skipped around. Yeah, I think he did too. Maker's definitely has a dairy note for me too. Really, Nathan? I thought I was crazy, like getting that weird cream cheese note. That's really strange. I have a bottle of BRT01 I will be opening and tasting when my son comes out next weekend. Tasting with Widow Jane's 10-year and Smoke Wagon, uncut, unfiltered. Nice. Eric Gunderson says that Westland pick, that bottle will not last long. I'm telling you guys, that Westland pick we did with Big Vic's beautiful face on it is one of the best whiskeys I've had this year. It is finished. It's an American single malt, but it's cask strength and finished in a toasted port wine cask. It is basically drinking chocolate-covered strawberries. It is unreal. Unreal. All right, 3, which is my favorite nose. Between 3 and 8, let's try 3 on the palate here. Oh, yeah. Number 3 on the palate is, it matches the nose to a T. It's crazy how it just comes together. Big Vic is chocolatey goodness. Where can I get that from, says Joey B. Man, can I place the link for that? Let's see here. I'll drop it in the chat if anybody wants to try it. But I'm telling you, this is an American single malt finished in a toasted port wine cask, and it's absolutely insanely good. Let me see if I can find it here. I will drop in the chat if any of you guys want to try it, because I think there's a little less than 100 bottles left, so there's plenty to go around. Let's see here. Man, I don't have the link on me directly. Let me see if I can go to Keg and Bottle and see if I can grab it. Yeah, I'll post the link if I can find it here, guys. Barrel picks. Shop now. Is it available? Oh, it's not. It's not open. It's not open quite yet. But I'll try to find it here. Give me 1 second, guys. In the meantime, this number 3 is freaking amazing. I gotta say, I really like number 3, whatever this is. It's got like this. There's like this tropical, almost like cantaloupe thing going on in it, which is nuts. I mean, it's really, really good. It's really nice. Man. Let me grab. Man, that's freaking good. Let's see here. I think I have the links here, guys. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Now let me just search Westland. Oh, those are the tasting notes. Man, where the hell did they go? Oh, here we go, guys. I got you. All right, Westland. Let me drop this in the chat. Here we go. All right, so that's the link right there that I just dropped in the chat to go check out that Westland. Guys, it's amazing. Man, 3 is dark and rich and caramel heavy, like creme brulee butter. That's the shit right there. That is really good. That is way better than 1 and 2, I think. 1 is very good, but 3, I think, is a little bit darker and richer. All right, let's go to 4. Wow, 4 is extremely fruit forward coming off of 3. 4 is bringing almost like strawberry, strawberry and chocolate on number 4. That's really nice. I don't think it's as rich as number 3, but man, it's close. It's close. So far, 3 is my leader in the clubhouse, and 4 might be second place. We have to maybe go through that. And Tater Dom says that Westland bottle is fire. Bin 46 cask strength is a staple now. The RC6 for me was like drinking a bottle of maple syrup. So for my favorite limited releases, but the 46 cask strength is the best overall, and I hope they make it a staple. It is a staple, Dead Tech. Actually, I mean, speaking of maple syrup, 4 does have a little bit of a maple syrup, but so does 3. But I think 3 is a little bit more elevated. 4 is really good too. Shit. Can it be shipped to South Carolina? I believe so, Robert. I think it can be. The Deathless Dog says this Westland is amazing off the first pour. Oh, Friggin' Dan broke into it. Yeah, dude, wait till that thing opens up, Dan. It's ridiculous. 4. Let's try 4 here. I'm sorry, 5. I'm already on 5. Five is solid. I mean, nothing to write home about here. Yeah, 5 is that might be my last play so far. 5 is not doing anything for me. I'm not sure what 5 is. What proof is your Maker's Mark cast strength? It is 109.6. Actually, that's a good time to get some water here. This is the way. Man, good stuff. Yeah, this is so much fun. 5 is solid, nothing special. All right, we still have 6, 7, 8 here to taste. See what we get. Again, any more questions here you guys have? Come at me. Opinions on anything happening in whiskey. If you want me to rant, let me know. You know what? 6 on the front of the palate isn't doing a lot, but it's got a really nice finish to it. 6 has all the cinnamon and spice on the back end of it, but the front of the palate isn't doing much. I think the moneymaker on 6 is the finish. Yeah, 6 has a great finish on it, but the front of the palate, not as much else. Compared to, again, guys, when you taste these in whatever order they're in, that definitely affects what I'm tasting. But 6 for me, coming off the rest of these, the palate is not, the finish on 6 is unbelievably good. Man, wow, that thing is going on for days. What the hell is 6? That's awesome on 6. That might be, I mean, that could make it 1, 2, or 3 just because of the finish alone. I need another sip of that. Wow. 6 is the only one that has a really nice finish out of all of them. All right. So what is your favorite overall brand? I still think to this day it's still Wild Turkey. I still love Wild Turkey. I just love all the different flavors that you get from just the 2 mash bills that they use. There's no frills. I think their marketing has definitely gotten affected lately from Campari. Their prices are definitely going up, but it's happening across all of whiskey. I would put Wild Turkey still number 1. I would still put maybe Heaven Hill number 2, Four Roses. I like Jim Beam, but I can't stand their pricing model. Jim Beam can give you a great value like Knob Creek 18 and sell it for $160, but then give you Little Book that's the same price, but there's like 5-year-old whiskey in it. I don't understand their pricing model for some of their stuff. But again, that's kind of happening all over whiskey as well. But there are a ton of new brands that I love that I think are bringing some great whiskeys to the fold. I'm actually going to be releasing a video this week on it. So guys, stay tuned for that. I get asked all the time, Jason, you have your Heaven Hill, you have your Four Roses, you have your, Buffalo Trace. Everybody knows the old school brands that everybody loves. But what are the newer brands that you enjoy that you would buy again to keep chasing in your collection? What do those brands look like? So that's what that video is about. I probably have a couple bottles in there you guys have never heard of, but they're definitely brands you guys should be paying attention to. So that video you'll see either tomorrow or Friday. So keep an eye out for that. So the Marianne Eves bottle is just a cash grab, right? Yeah, for sure. This bottle right here, I'll show. If none of you guys have seen this bottle yet, this is the Forbidden bottle. This is the new Marianne Eves. This is her with her new blend that she did. So she used an interesting new white corn and a wheat I forgot the exact like type of wheat she used, but this combination of grains with the proof and this low temperature fermentation, it's marketed as something new and innovative, but it's not. Folks have been doing this type of low temperature distillation and fermentation. It's nothing new. So don't feed into the bullshit that this new bottle is something that's never been done before. It's been done. It's being done right now. Craft distillers across the country have been utilizing these type of methods. Now, maybe the grains are a little bit different, but it's still 5-year-old whiskey for $120 or $30. So don't feed into the marketing BS that is that bottle. Now, I ordered a bottle because I want to review it. And the worst thing that could happen is that I taste it and I love it. Because the marketing of it and what's in that bottle and how they're marketing it, I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate everything about the way that they're pushing this whiskey. I hate it. The bottle's beautiful. I mean, I'll give it that. Look at that bottle. That bottle is beautiful. I mean, it's gorgeous. But I mean, when it comes to like how they're marketing it, like it's not doing it for me. So don't pay attention to all that bullshit, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's not. I'm gonna review it. If I end up liking that bottle, I'm gonna hate myself. Because everything about that bottle, it's kind of like in the line of like Blue Run, where you're selling the beautiful bottle, you're really telling a story, but it's just young whiskey in a beautiful bottle. And again, there's nothing innovative about what she's doing that makes that bottle special. So Alan Bishop had an amazing post on Facebook. Alan Bishop is the master distiller at Spirits of French Lick. He's been doing that for ages. So anything you read about that bottle, that forbidden bottle, is anything that's being done that's innovative. So it's bullshit. It's marketing. I hate the fact that Marianne Eaves has kind of wrapped herself around this brand. It drives me nuts. It really does. Because it just feeds into everything that's wrong about whiskey these days. I can't stand it. But I'm going to try it. And if I like it, I like it. But I guarantee it's still not going to be worth $130. All right. Let's go. 6 had the best finish, I said. Outside the star, Blue Run Emerald, it's good. That's probably the one whiskey that I've really liked from Blue Run. And also the High Rye cask strength I thought was pretty solid too, for sure. Oh man, number 7 is, that's sweet. Oh, number 7. Number 7 is nice on the palate. It's dark. It's rich. Sounds like all sizzle, no steak. I hate myself for loving you. Hot take, Blue Run bottle does not look good. Looks like a saggy water drop on the ceiling. Fucking ham turkey. You kill me. Wow, that is a lot of whiskey, says Albert Orozco. The consistently best young bourbon I've had is from Chattanooga Whiskey, and their style is actually different. Dead Tech, I totally agree with you. They're doing a Tennessee high malt there's really nothing out there like it, and it's delicious stuff if you like it. I mean, everybody has an opinion. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. But I'm just saying, you have to like that high malt type of flavor profile to like Chattanooga. You either kind of love it or hate it. Scroll back up to answer my question, please. Says Whiskey Juice. Sorry, Whiskey Juice. Let me go up there. Whiskey Juice. Where are you at here? Is the 46 cask strength still produced in the wood finishing bottle, or is it now in the short squat bottle? It's now in the short squat bottle. It's a red label, 46 cask strength. So it should be rolling out to folks, pretty soon. They're transitioning out of this shape and going more to the squatty bottle with the red label on it. I think it's red label with a gold writing on it. So yes, they are getting out of that. They are getting out of that. So fifth quarter tailgate. What's up going on, man? Nice to see you, buddy. All right, 7. I really liked. Seven has a little bit of a darkness to it as well. Fruity, dark, rich, little chocolatey. That seems to be the going factor here with all of these. Whereas you're getting, so far from what I've tasted, you're getting some Maker's Mark, flavor profiles that I'm used to with Makers, but some of the flavors within that are just a little bit more enhanced. Some more fruity, some more dark and rich, some kind of flat, and then you have some that are really kind of jumping out of the glass. So there is a really nice distinction between all of them. So for anyone that has not had all of the wood finishing series, I would say all of them are pretty different so far. Let's go to the last one, which was also one of my favorites on the nose. Those are some heavy pours, Jason. Well, I needed to warehouse H. What's going on, man? I needed to have enough so I can make the R2D2 blend. That's the goal here at the end. What do you do with all the extra whiskey in the pours after the live? I blend them, and if they work, I actually make a full bottle of the blend, usually. Oh, the last one on the palate is delicious. Wow, that's good. This is rich, it's sweet, it's dense. Very much like 3. Doesn't have as great as a finish as 6, though. But 8 is kind of coming off like the nose, which is very rich, dense, and it's got a lot of flavor to it. Doesn't really have much of a finish. It's all front of the palate. I'm wondering if that's the beep. I mean, I just reviewed it, and I think that's reminding me of the BEP. I'm wondering if that's it. I mean, we'll find out soon enough, but I'm wondering if that's the beep. Guess we'll see. Let's see here. Sipping Driftless Glen single barrel right now. I don't have a single Maker's Wood Finishing Series. Crispy Bacon. Driftless Glen is ridiculously good. Yeah, we have them for $150 on Berry Brother. Okay. Oh, I have a Driftless Glen single barrel rye. It's amazing. The single barrel ryes are ridiculously good. Marianne has lost her edge. Seems like she's gone down the bougie bourbon path. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she remembers me at all. I did meet her once. I met her at a bourbon festival. I asked her a couple questions. I mean, she's super nice. I mean, there's no way around it. But I do think her trajectory has gone from, she was like the face of Castle and Key, first female master distiller, in Kentucky. And she kind of like took this different path where, I think that's kind of a good word. She went bougie. She charges like $1,000 for her kit, where she sends you samples from craft distillers. She kind of hooked up with Sweeten's Cove, which is another high price bourbon brand. She's done some blending, which has been fantastic. I mean, her skills as a blender, she's amazing. But this Forbidden brand, I'm curious what people start thinking of it when it comes out. And again, I'm gonna review it. I bought a bottle. I'm just too curious about that stuff. When I see marketing that heavy, it's like, man, this is ripe for the picking. I gotta try this whiskey. Mary Dowling. Oh yeah, you have Mary Dowling. That's a good point. Dixon Deadman made the opposite choice. Yeah, I agree. I think Dixon, he kind of went away from Kentucky Owl, kind of started his own brand. I never got the edgy vibe either, to be honest. I think it was more the movie Neat. I think really kind of, raised her to a certain level of, wow, who is this person? She seems really interesting. She's got a great palate. She knows her stuff. But once she left Castle and Key, she kind of, now we're seeing these really, really high-priced whiskeys that she's been involved with. I think that's put a sour kind of taste in people's, mouth, as you look at some of her body of work. Yeah, money talks. Oh shit, Matt is here. Nobody leaves until Jason finishes all his whiskey. Oh man, confused how she did start to finish. She hasn't gone from Castle and Key that long. Yeah, I have a feeling. So a lot of people are questioning the timing of what she did at Castle and Key because this is all Castle and Key distilled whiskey in this forbidden bottle. I have a feeling she worked on it before she left, so that could be what's happening. Ebony Major has done some consulting now. She's doing consulting blending for folks after she left Bullet. Rebecca Page, so far it is FOMO for you to desire to review everything for us. So is it FOMO for you or the desire to review everything for us? No, for me, it's like education. Like when that bottle was released, I'm like, I have to get a bottle and review it because I want to see if the marketing matches with what's in the bottle. And if that's the case, I want to be able to make a video to either warn folks about what's in that bottle or maybe praise it. Maybe it's good. Based on the marketing, I'm like, I don't know if it could be that good. But if I do get it and it is fantastic, it's going to kind of suck. But it is under 100 proof. So chances are I'm not going to love it. I may like it. We'll see what happens. All right. Let me do one last taste through here, guys, before we rank them. And let's see what we got. Let's see what finishing series wins out. This might be the sweetest one. This is cloyingly sweet. This is the sugar bomb right here. This is the Fat Kid I Want Cake whiskey right here. No idea what that one is. You should do more interviews with some women of whiskey the way you do with Jackie Zykin. Yeah, Jackie and, obviously Nancy Fraley has been on. I'm actually trying to get Andrea Wilson from Michter's to come on because I think her position is really interesting. She is the... what's her title? I think she's like the director of maturation or something like that, which I think is really cool. So you have Dan McKee, who's the master distiller, but you have Andrea Wilson, who's the master of maturation. And I really want to know what that's about. You know what? Maybe I'll try to get both of them on. I will do that, Jeff. I have their contact info. I think I can make that happen. So I'll work on that. Matt, P.S. Sorry for not giving you the shine you deserved last Friday. Dude, it's okay, man. It's not a big deal. I'm literally ecstatic. And Matt, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I said that Chad texted me that day, the Saturday after, and he was just so gracious and so cool about it. He was like, I was doing the math as he was telling the points, and he's like, I think you beat me. That obviously ended up being the case after the fact, but to really, just trip over my own feet the first 2 years and then make it to the finals here against Dan in the third year that I've done Matt Madness is a dream come true. I couldn't be happier. I'm just hoping I can keep the hot streak going, and we'll see what happens. If I end up winning, it'll be to win the Malt Madness contest from SNWS. And then if I happen to win Matt Madness in the same calendar year, would be a nice, that would be pretty impressive, I think, for me. And I would absolutely love that. If I happen to lose to Dan, I think we would each go against each other. We would be like 1-1. We would have to come up with some kind of tiebreaker. So either way, it's going to be an amazing time. And again, Matt, thank you so much for putting that on for everybody. It's one of the best things on YouTube. Man, 2's pretty good. 2 actually got a little bit better. I don't know if I like it better than 1, though. Yeah, Andrea's master of maturation. Thank you, Gary. Chad is not only a good guy, but he has a lovely lady to console him. Yes. Yes, Sarah is as equally as lovely as Chad is. Sarah's great. Damn, I love 3. 3 is just creme brulee, Sweet, dense, dark, rich. 3 is the leader in the clubhouse right now. I don't know what 3 is, but 3 is really delicious. Mark Owen says, I think it's cool you caught a cantaloupe note earlier. I get that too. Yeah, Mark, I'm telling you, my palate and nose right now, I wish Matt Madness was happening tonight because my palate and nose are really sensitive tonight. I'm picking up some crazy notes. Are you expecting a certain maker's mark to win this, Kevin Whitehead? That's a good question. I think on paper, the SE4 PR5, whatever the hell that one was, I feel like that was my favorite overall. Also, RC6, I thought I had high praise of. But, man, I don't know. The BRTs, I really didn't drink too much after the review. The FAEs, I thought were pretty good too. So we'll see. Four is the very fruit-forward one for me. It's solid. It's fruity. Let's go to 5 here. Five is also very fruit-forward all of a sudden. Getting like strawberry vibes. Damn. Yeah, Matt, I think, man, I'm gone this Friday. I'm gonna be down at Hard Truth on Friday. I'm gonna be, doing a barrel pick. The following Friday is I'm gonna be at Barrel King doing a community blend for the Mass and Journey group. So maybe the Friday after we can do it. What is it, like June 6th? Maybe that's where we can do it. I would love to do it live, man, but I'm doing so much traveling between the channel and work. It might be really tough for me to kind of do it live, unfortunately. I would really love to do it live, though. That'd be pretty cool if we work that out, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But, yeah, I mean, getting like an Airbnb and just like going on location and doing the Matt Madness Finals live would be pretty epic. Man, if we could try to work that out, that'd be pretty cool, but I'm doing so much traveling for work right now in between. It's going to be a little tough for me. But we'll figure it out. I got to try 5 again. Every time I go back to 5, it's getting better and better. I wrote solid in the beginning, but now it's really, the fruit forwardness of this is just astounding. It's really good. When you come into Barrel King, says Bob Glass. So next week on Thursday, me and my girlfriend Kim, we are driving over, I should say, to Barrel King. The Master Journey Whiskey Club, my patrons, we are doing a community blend for the entire group. So we're going to have a select few of our patrons do an amazing blend of Barrel King, and then we're going to release it for the group. So it's going to be really cool. June 9th is tentative, says ADHD Whiskey. Okay, it's tentative. Okay, cool. Let's see here. All right, so I'm digging 5 a lot. Let's see here. I'm gonna put that 3rd here. All right, let's go to 6. 6 was the finish bomb. Absolutely great finish here. JC Morris Segan is here. Hey, Jason, long time, been so busy, but I'm glad I could finally tune in. Dude, what is up, man? We have 425 in the chat. Guys, hit that like button before we call it a night. Really appreciate it. 6 is good too. 6 is the finish monster. Great finish on 6. I'm really curious what that one is because that has the best finish out of all of them. Let's go to 7. 7, I think, wasn't too impressive. Yeah, 7 didn't really do it for me. 7's good. Not great. And then 8, I really liked 8 too. And I thought this could have been the BEP. That was my guess. Man, 8 is good. 8 is so good. It's got this. 8 has like this balance of fruit, dark sweetness, a little bit of nuttiness to it. 8's got a lot going on. 8's got a lot of good. I think it's more dark fruit forward though than anything. So Tyler Smith says, excited to try whatever Hard Truth y'all pick. I'm excited too. I do not know what to expect at Hard Truth. Their sweet mash rye is so good to try some single barrels of it and pick one out for the group. I think it's going to be exceptional. I can't wait. So, all right. So let's go to my favorites. So I love 1. I love 3. I love 8. 5 has kind of made its way back into the to the fold here, as far as what I like. And 6, I think, has the best finish. So 1, 3, 5, 6, and 8 are kind of my favorites. So that means 7, 4, and 2. So let's see. So here's 2. You know, I'm not going to move shit around because I'm going to get really confused right now. Okay. Ernest Stevenson says, I highly recommend retirement. I'm having the time of my life and a lot of whiskey. Yeah, can't wait to get there. I'm 45, so I have a few years. I have a few years left. Oh, shit. BT is here. What's going on, Brian Tracy? Brian Tracy of Sagamore. Hey, everyone. How you doing, man? Are you going to let that ECBP get some airtime and do a review in a week or so? Outside the Stars, OTS? Absolutely. I think that that bourbon needs a little bit of airtime. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a huge fan at first. Maybe it opens up. Maybe it changes. We'll see what happens. Okay. Man, 1, 3, 5, 6, and 8. So 2, 4, and 7. Let me rank 2, 4, and 7. Okay. Eh. God, they're really close. There's no real. I might go 7. Hmm. 2, 4, and 7. I think I might like 2 the best out of the 3. So, all right. So let's rank these. I think I'm going to put 7 in last place, which is number 8. So 7, I'll put 8th place. 7, I'll put 8th place. 4, I will put 7th place. And 2, I will put 6th place. All right, so that's the ranking there. All right. So now it really comes down to these here. So 1, Bob Glass is here. He says, wish my wife Sandy happy 26th anniversary today. Sandy. Oh, Sandy. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a huge Grease fan. Danny Zuko. Oh, Sandy. Sandy. Don't make me laugh. Ha, ha, ha. So, happy 26th anniversary, Bob and Sandy. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Brian Vaughn, how does it compare to A123? A123, I think, is much better than that B523. Telling you right now. Okay. So, how do I mark this here? Let me do that. Let me do this. 8, 7th, and then 6 is 2. Let me do that. All right, so let me go to 1 here. These I'm just going to rank now as I taste them, and we'll go from there. Man, this one is getting better and better the more I taste it. The Mash and Drum, you see that 2 different 2023 R13 bottlings dropped today. I did not see that yet. Wow, really? I did not see the 2 different 2023 Russell Reserve 13s bottlings dropped today at the distillery, David? I'm just curious. Not sure on order, but RC6, FAE, and BFP are top 3 for Jeffrey Wack. All right, Jeffrey, I got you. You grabbed the 3, bro, not 2. I did grab the 3. Sorry. I'll put that as 8, 7. I'll put that as 6. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I got you, man. Thank you. Wait, I grabbed the 3? This isn't 3, is it? Yeah, I like the 3 a lot. So 2 belongs there, not 3. Okay. All right, so I moved 2 back here. 3 is here. So between 1, 3, 5, 6, and 8. That's the ones we're trying to figure out, guys. Thank you so much for that correction. Sorry about that. It's a lot of whiskey. One is getting better and better every time I go to it. 3. I still think I like 3 better. 3 is really good. 3 has like the butterscotchy flavors that I love. Correct now. Thank you, guys. This is why I love you guys. You guys keep me honest. All right, let's go to this one here. Yeah, that one's not measuring up to these 2 at all. This one's good. I think I like 8 a little bit more. I'm going to put... this is tough. I'm putting this one next. I don't know what numbers are at, but these are my top 4 for sure, guys. Nathan Jurgensen says, I predict the winner will be Makers. I think you're right. Man, these 4 are easily the best ones for me. They all have great noses, great palates. It's going to come down to very minute details. This is, I think, is 6, which has the best finish, but I don't think it has enough of a palate to compete with 1, 3, and 8. Man, that's good. This is just a little darker and richer. So I'm going to put this one ahead of this one for now. Let's try to get these 2 now sorted. Yeah, this has a really good finish, but the front of the palate... All right, I'm going to put this ahead of that. All right, so I think that's secured. It's the top 3 now, guys. Oh, it's focusing on these bottles, isn't it? Okay. Let me move this here, because this is the final order. It's really just these top 3 I'm trying to figure out here, guys. I don't even care what order these are in. The top 3, man, these top 3 are really good compared to the other ones. And you know what's funny is I don't really think it's close. Krista Nolan says, my boyfriend's been waiting for you to say butterscotch for an hour. This is his #1 pick. Butterscotch. There you go, baby. I'm just going through these top 3 here, guys, real quick. Oh, man. Oh. Just switching these two. That's my order. That's my order, and I'm sticking to it. I think I'm ready here. Let's see what we got. I'd be hammered by now. I'm a professional. All right, guys. Let's go through my ranking here and see what we got. I'm curious. I have no idea what each of these makers mark. Some of these makers of wood finishing series I haven't had in a really long time, so it'll be really curious to see what came out on top. So last place here, in 8th place, we have, here we go. Are you serious? Last place for me was the BEP. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Last place for me was BEP. You know what? I think this is really good on its own. But, man, when you put it up against the rest, it kind of falls flat. So, Maker's Mark BEP goes last place for me. Holy shit. That's crazy. Damn. Whoa, laughed my effing ass off. I really thought that number 8 was BEP. I really did. Just like that really super sweet, but didn't do it. All right, let's go to 7th place. 7th place is do I have that one up here? Nope. FAE number 2 is second to last place, so it gets 7th place. So for those of you that don't remember, FAE2 is a texture forward expression that's full body with notes of toasted oak and rich creamy finish, 109.1 proof, 10 virgin toasted French oak stave finish on FAE number 2. Okay. All right. So that means some of the favorites, I think, are still in the mix here. Let's go to 6th place, which is 6th place goes to the Maker's 46 cast strength. So Maker's 46 cast strength grabs 6th place, which it doesn't surprise me. I really thought that this would finish in the middle somewhere, to be honest. I think the Maker's 46 cast strength is not only a really great bourbon, but great for the price. I do think it's better than some of the wood finishing series expressions, which, as we know, just happened. So, okay. It's okay. They're all bad. ADHD whiskey. You know what? I would not classify any of these as like, I must have groundbreaking, but it's fun to do all the wood finishing series together. Okay. So, man, let's go to 5th place, which is, oh, really? 5th place for me goes to the RC6. The RC6 gets 5th place. That was the one that was really, it's very fruit forward, but it just doesn't have as much of a finish, and it's not deep and dense and dark like I like the other ones. So RC6 gets 5th place. So that means we still have some, man, both BRTs are in the top 4? Seriously? Okay, that's surprising to me. All right, let's go to 4th place, which is Holy shit. Fourth place goes to... This is so cool. FAE1. FAE1 gets fourth place in the competition. This one is 110.6 proof, a fruit-forward expression with notes of tobacco and wood, 10 virgin toasted American oak staves. I mean, I really like that one. It's good. FAE1, definitely over FAE2 for me in this blind. Man. It's good. All right, so the top, we have the BRT. So we have both BRTs, and then we have the SE and the SEPR whatever in the top three. That's pretty crazy. All right, so let's go to third place. Third place, BRT1. So BRT1 gets my third place vote. 109.4 proof. Deep caramelized barrel notes, accented with some toastiness and warm finish. 10 virgin toasted American oak casks. Staves, I'm sorry. That makes total sense to me because that's what I got. I think the deep, rich, dark flavors is what's guiding me towards what I am. Holy shit, we have 471 people watching right now, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Please hit the like button before we take off tonight. So that means BRT2 and the and this one. Oh man, where is it? I just had it. So it's between the SE4 times PR5 versus the BRT2 for the championship. These are the two bottles in the top two right now for the Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series. Let's see which one won out for me. Here we go. The second place bottle in the Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series is SCE4 by PR5. My favorite Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series. It looks like it's BRT-02. And do you know why? Can you guys see a trending thing here? The BR2, the color of the label looks like butterscotch. I think that's what we have here. It's the fix is in. BRT-02, a dark expression filled with notes of fruit, nut, and chocolate. And I think that's exactly what I got in that one. I mean, holy shit. SC4 and PR5. Again, the French oak staves. I love French oak so much. And I think that's what put it over the edge. BRT2 is my favorite of the wood finishing series. The friggin' beep comes in last. Wow. Okay. All right. The BRT2 is just so dark rich. It's caramel. It's butterscotch. This is my jam right here. And I'm going to enjoy this bottle so much. Look at that, guys. That's the champion right there, BRT2. No, Mark, there's specific... Out of all the bottles, the one I really don't like is the BRT2. Really, JH. This one for me is just, it's the darkest and richest of all of them. And it wasn't even close. I mean, for me, out of all the bourbons and stuff that I taste, I look for dark, rich notes. And I think the BRT2 brings it. This one wasn't too far behind, though. A marriage of virgin toasted American French oak staves, 110 proof. The SE4-PR5 times PR5, that's right there with it. It's equally as dark. It's equally as rich. I mean, I could probably like this more tomorrow compared to this. These two Maker's Mark finishing series I think are the diamond jewels of the entire series. So if any of you guys have the BRT2 or the SE4 times PR5, that's the creme de la creme of all of these, easily. I'm sure combine them, BRT01, one before, it always changes. Yeah, it does change, but the BRT2, I think for me, has the darker flavors. If you have either of these two guys, you have the creme de la creme of the wood finishing series. These two are absolutely delicious. So what do we do before we sign off? It's time to make the R2D2 blend. R2D2. So let's blend them all here. Here we go. And guys, real quick, just so you know, I am going to work on getting both Andrew Wilson and Dan McKee from not Maker's Mark, from Michter's on the channel. So hopefully we can get both of them on to do a quick Oh shit, that's a little bit. Oh my god, it's spilling. Okay, let me do that a little bit. Let that sit. That's the ultimate R2D2 blend of all of the Maker's Mark wood finishing series. We will see if that works. I have a feeling it's not going to work at all. I have blended a lot of stuff together, and usually it does not work. We'll see if it works. That's a big goal. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this works out. I have a feeling this is not going to work. Yeah, that's a pour. Holy crap! Look how dark that is, though, guys. That's pretty nice for a Maker's Mark. Down the hatch. Chug it? Yeah, I'm not chugging this, guys. I need to wake up in the morning to go to work. I'm not chugging this. But as far as the nose goes, the nose is actually pretty nice. It's like, this is creme brulee and raspberry. I'm sorry, Matt, not blueberry, but raspberries. Yeah, it's creme brulee and raspberry. That's a really nice nose. Hopefully it tastes like that. We'll see how it goes here, guys. Cheers. Here we go. The R2D2 Ultimate Wood Finishing Blend from Maker's Mark. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Oh, man. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's not good. It's okay. It doesn't really work that well, though. I think there are such distinctive notes in each of these whiskeys. It's not bad, but I think the sum of the parts are not as good as them on its own. So, man, you blend them together. You know what, though? It's not bad. It's not a bad blend. If you have all of them, I have a feeling like if you played with the proportions for each one, and it's a lot. There's 7 releases. Remember, I threw the Maker's Mark Cast Strength 46 on there just to see how it would do. So if you have 7 total releases just for the wood finishing series, it kind of works. But I think some of the notes that make the SE the BRT2 and the other one kind of special are they get kind of muted when you blend it. It's not as special. Some of the other notes don't have a chance to really come out. But maybe it could if it sat a little bit. Man, that's crazy. Mix 6 shades of shit together, and what do you get? Sorry, that was mean. You really don't like Makers, do you? Do you, Matt? Okay. That's not including all the customer wood finishing that Maker's Mark released for retailers. Yeah, so all in all, for me, it comes down to BRT-2 and also the SE. Where'd it go? Where the hell did that bottle go? This one. These are my top two, guys. When it comes to the wood finishing series for makers, these are the top two in my ranking. If you guys got them, then yeah, be glad you gotta pour these. These two are absolutely really, really good. When it comes to the others, maybe not as great. We'll see where Maker's Mark goes from here. We're gonna possibly see this 10 to 12 year blend come out towards the end of the year. We'll see how that one is. Nobody has ever really tasted a high age Maker's Mark aside from maybe Fred Minnick, but we'll see how that goes. But all in all, Maker's Mark has an interesting opportunity to set themselves apart, I think. They have these high age stated whiskeys, these bourbons that they're going to be coming out with. We'll see how they taste. But now that they have completely cut off the wood finishing series, Denny Potter has left. I'm not sure where they go from here. So listen, Maker's Mark is usually in the top 5 of most selling or the most sold bourbons in the world, usually in the top 5 each and every year. So I don't think they have an issue with, being able to sell bourbon. But if they want to sell to the whiskey geek or the bourbon geek in all of us, there has to be something else they can do. Maybe it's these age-stated, high-age whiskeys. We'll see what happens. But, as far as what I like from Maker's Mark, it's down to the BRT-02 and the SE4 times PR5. So this was a fun night. So really, really appreciate you guys hanging out. This is a fun blind tasting. Look out for the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof full review. I'm going to let this thing get some airtime and see how it comes out, but we'll see how it goes. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Keep in touch because Matt Madness finals coming real soon. We'll keep you guys, we'll keep you guys informed of what that date's going to look like and when it's going to happen. Myself versus Dan from the Bourbon Junkies. It's going to be a really fun night. So cheers, guys. Love you all. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. So cheers. See you next week right here on the Mash and Drum. Take care, guys.